Hi friends, welcome to my channel Literature Guide. This channel was formed in May 2020 in collaboration with Dr. Archana Bobde. The main function of this channel is to support the students of English literature and just impart them a lot of material related to English literature. This channel functions for the welfare of the students. The main purpose of this channel is to help the students to attain their goal. As far as today's video is concerned, today's video deals with one of the poetical forms, that is a ballad form, and I hope you will like this video, and please support and subscribe my channel.
The ballad, origin and features. The ballad has been deemed as one of the oldest poetical forms, and it is as old as epic. The roots of the ballad can be found in the medieval culture. It can be called as the sweetest fruit of folk literature. Though the origin of ballad is not known, it was in existence in the Middle Ages. It flourished everywhere in Europe in the later part of the Middle Ages. The ballad spread by word of mouth from one generation to another, and we know nothing about their source. The ballads were sung to the accompaniment of music and dance. The term ballad is derived from the Latin word ballare, which means to dance. In simple words, it is a song which tells a story. Etymologically, it is dancing song. The ballad is written on themes like love, war, a family feud, national history, rivalry, and a thrilling adventure. Sometimes, the reader can also find an artistic use of the supernatural element in a ballad. It adds some beauty to the poem and arouses interest of the reader. There is a fine blending of action and dialogue in a ballad. The ballad is usually composed in simple words and the message is conveyed directly to people. It is written in objective manner, so it is highly impersonal in tone. In the ancient times, the ballad was sung to the accompaniment of crude and unrefined dance. The ballad form flourished both in England and Scotland in the 14th and 15th century. Meter of the ballad. The ballad is usually composed in quatrains, but the reader can find variations in the number of syllables and lines. The rhyme scheme is generally found as a BCB. The first and the third lines are 4-foot iambic and the second and the fourth lines are 3-foot iambic. It is to be noted that some ballads have been composed in couplet form, and some others have 6-line stanzas also. Features of the ballad. A ballad usually opens in an abrupt and strange manner, and a tale is conveyed in simple language with action and dialogue. It is told with great force and intensity. As far as the theme of the ballad is concerned, it can be both comic and tragic. A ballad is highly objective and impersonal in its treatment of subject matter. The reader can find artistic use of refrains, Homeric epithets, repetitions, and archaic words in ballad, which clearly implies its primitive nature. There is also inclusion of incremental repetitions in the ballad. Types of ballad. The ballad of growth or authentic ballad. The authentic ballad has its roots in culture and traditions. It is also called as folk or traditional ballad. The folk ballad was in existence for ages and their source is still not found. The folk ballad spread by word of mouth from one generation to the succeeding generation. In the ancient times, the strolling minstrels used to sing ballad songs to the accompaniment of music, and the themes were usually like war, love, a family feud between feudal lords, and on any national topic of importance. There are some fine ballads in folk ballads. They are Chevys Chase, Sir Patrick Spens, The Nutbrown Maid, The Wife of Usher's Well and Robin Hood ballads. Chevys Chase is one of the ancient ballads in English literature. It circulated in the 15th century. The ballad, Chevys Chase deals with a tale of a feud between two families, and it implies rivalry between England and Scotland also. Percy, Earl of Northumberland, decides to go for hunting across the Scottish territory. When he goes there, the fight begins between Douglas and Percy. There is heavy loss on both sides. Douglas and Percy are killed in the fight. It is interesting to note that Joseph Addison has alluded to this ballad in The Spectator, and he appreciated its simplicity. Thus, Chevys Chase is based on national conflict between England and Scotland, and both Percy and Douglas represent it. Chevys Chase has been included in Thomas Percy's Relique of Ancient English Poetry. Sir Patrick Spens is also a fine Scottish ballad, and it deals with the mission of Sir Patrick, who goes to sea and loses his company on the sea. The ballad is included in Percy's Relique. The Nutbrown Maid is a famous folk ballad. It deals with the story of a man and woman, who love each other, and ready to sacrifice everything for their love. There is another fine ballad, The Wife of Usher, as well of Scottish origin. It tells a story of a woman and her 3 sons who go to sea, and she gets news of their death. The ghosts of the 3 sons visit her on Martinmas night. When the woman sees her 3 sons, she orders a feast. Thus, she is deceived by the apparitions of her sons. The 3 apparitions disappear when a cock crows in the morning. Thus, the reader can find an artistic and effective use of the supernatural element. There were so many ballads composed on Robin Hood, and they are known as border ballads, like L'Hotel Jest of Robin Hood, which was published in 1500. Robin Hood has been considered as an outlaw who helped the poor and robbed the rich. It is also said that Robin Hood protected women from molestation. He is supposed to be the native of Sherwood Park, Cumberland, while some thinkers locate him southwest Yorkshire. Michael Drayton alluded to Robin Hood in his famous work Polyolbion. The character of Robin Hood appears as Locksley in Sir Walter Scott's famous novel Ivanhoe. And, we meet him also in Thomas Love Peacock's Maid Marian, which is a romance. All these ballads were included in Thomas Percy's Relique of Ancient English Poetry, which was published in 1765. This collection contained metrical romances and historical songs also. The ballad of art or literary ballad. The literary ballad is the product of a writer's intentional attempt at composing a ballad based on a folk ballad. This ballad form can be found in the 18th century. It was in vogue when many renowned poets tried to compose literary ballads. Their authorship is known to us, for they have been lately composed. There are many fine examples of literary ballad. Samuel Taylor Coleridge's The Rime of the Ancient Mariner is one of the finest literary ballads in English poetry. It deals with the story of a mariner who narrates his story to one of the 3 gallants. The tale is told in flashback. The mariner is condemned to travel from one place to another due to his sinful act of killing an albatross. He is made to teach the gospel of love and respect for all God's creation. The ballad appeared in Lyrical Ballads, which appeared in 1798. The ballad is a meditation on original sin of man. John Keats' La Belle Dame sans Merci is another excellent literary ballad which transports the readers in the Middle Ages. The poem deals with the story of a knight who is deceived by a fair but cruel maiden. The ballad imparts a message that it is a risk to visit the territory of love and beauty which brings pain. William Wordsworth's Lyrical Ballads contained a ballad called We Are Seven. There is a discussion between a little cottage girl and an adult speaker. The poem expresses a power of real action and suffering, and it is meditation on art and life, and illusion and reality. Sir Walter Scott also produced ballads like Minstrelsy of the Scottish Border and Eve of St. John. In the Victorian age, Alfred Lord Tennyson produced his famous ballad The Lady of Shalott. It deals with the story of an enchanted weaver who leaves her house for her love, but she dies. The poem is allegorical. Robert Browning produced Hervé Ryle, which is a tale of a fisherman. Dante Gabriel Rossetti composed a ballad called King's Tragedy in 1881. It is story of Catherine Douglas. The English poets tried to add some beauty and charm to this poetical form. There is also a minor form of the literary ballad which is known as mock ballad. The mock ballad deals with trivial or subordinate thing which is treated with seriousness. It follows all rules of ballad form except its humorous treatment of a theme. William Cowper's The Diverting History of John Gilpin is a fine example of mock ballad. The poem was published in 1782 without revealing the name of its author. The Diverting History of John Gilpin was reprinted as The Task in 1785. It deals with a story of John Gilpin who is going to attend his marriage anniversary on his horse. But a horse carries him 10 miles beyond his destination. Another example of mock ballad is William Magin's The Rime of the Ancient Wagoner, which is parody of Samuel Taylor Coleridge's poem The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Broadside ballad is another type of ballad which is often printed on one side of a single sheet. This form of ballad deals with a story of a famous person, some event or important issue. John Skelton's A Ballad of the Scottish King, and The Journey into France, and A Ballad upon a Wedding by John Suckling are some of the examples of broadside ballad. Andrew Marvell, Jonathan Swift, and Charles Dickens have also composed some broadside ballads. Thus, as a poetical form, the ballad has influenced many renowned writers of every age. It was imitated by most of the poets and they added some value and beauty to ballad form of poetry. Please subscribe Literature Guide.